In this video, I will show you how to set up your Sonos AMP with the Sonos application. If you were looking for a video to show you how to connect the Sonos AMP, this is the video you want to watch. Now, if you want to set it up, so once it's connected, you will go into the setting gear and you will go into system and you will find the amp just right here. If you don't find the Sonos amp just right here, it's because you need to pair it with your Sonos system, and I can show you how to do it just right here. So in this case, as you can see, I have named my amp. You probably have choose the name of your room, but for this example, its name is amp. But if I want to change it, I can come to that first option and change the name of the amp. I will not do that. Then we go a little bit lower and we find under products, AMP. We can enable or disable Wi-Fi. Well, if you don't have trouble with your Wi-Fi system or you don't have any audio card, just don't play with that. That's fine. But know that if your Sonos AMP is inside something like a TV stand, for example, and it's a metal one and it cuts the Wi-Fi signal, well, this can give you some trouble time to time. And not only for these speakers, but also for the others. So if it's in a TV stand that cuts Wi-Fi signal, well, you can connect your Sonos AMP with one of those cables at the back, which are a network connector. So you bring cable from your router to this network connector on the AMP and you can disable the Wi-Fi. But if you don't have trouble with that, don't play with that. If you want to know more about the Sonos Wi-Fi, please see that video. Then let's go back. You can connect a sub or set up surrounds for this amp, but not today. Then we go on to the EQ. As you can see, by default, it's on 0, 0, 0 everywhere, but what I like to do is to add a +2, or maybe +3. I think it's give a little more richness to the speakers. Yeah, that's what I like to do. Then, volume limit. Actually, the speaker can play up to 100%, so if you crank that up to 100%, it will play at maximum volume. If you don't like that, you can limit it to play like at 80%. In this case, if I come back here and I put volume at the maximum, well, it goes up to 100%, but actually it will play at 80%. So if I go just right here about at the middle, well, we can see it's at 50%, but it will play at about 40%. That's the volume limit. And then we've got stereo mono. What is this? Maybe you want to use your Sonos AMP for only one speaker. That's possible. In this case, you will want to go on dual mono. This means everything that will go in, stereo, it's playing something different on left and right. If you listen a lot of Queen, well, you know what this is. So if you don't like that, to having sound moving from left to right, or if you only have one speaker, go on dual mono, otherwise stay on stereo. Then we've got the line in. The line in is the analog input at the back, the red and white input. You can give a name to the source. Actually, it is audio component, that's by default, but you can name it as you wish. It can be a CD player, whatever. Let's say potato. Potato, that's just the name of the input. So next time you go onto the music and you go down, you will see the line in. Line in is for every Sonos device in the house. So when you go on line in, you will see the potato into the amp room and you can listen to potato if you wish. Well, don't connect a potato on your Sonos devices. Let's go back to audio component. And then there is the audio delay. Audio delay, what is this? When you listen to music on YouTube Music, Deezer, Spotify, it is very easy for Sonos to make the music play in perfect synchronization between every speakers because it downloads the file and know exactly what will play in 1 minute. But when you want to play something that comes from this input, that is very different. Because Sonos have to play right now what is input into Sonos right now. So it have to digitalize what goes into Sonos and make it play everywhere right now. Well, not right now. There is a minimum 75 milliseconds delay. If you watch something, a video, you will want the fastest audio delay. 75 milliseconds will be barely, you won't see it. It will be fine. But you may experience audio cut if you use more than one speaker. So in this case, you will want to go up to 2 milliseconds, which is 2 seconds. You will not like that if you watch a movie or something like that. That won't be fine. But if you listen to music, well, you don't care. You want this 2 seconds because it will create a buffer and you will experience less audio cut. So yes, 2 seconds is the best in this case. Except if you watch something, but let's say that sharing a local input for Sonos device is not its force. But at 2 seconds, it's fine. Yeah. Just right under it, you've got Autoplay. Autoplay, this local input, the analog input, if you want to make it play automatically when there is something playing on this cable, well, you can select the room where you want it to play. It doesn't have to be the amp, it can be any speakers. So if you want to play it onto the Vive or any room, you can select the room you want. So let's say for this one, I want that when something play from this cable, it will play automatically on the amp. If the amp is grouped with other rooms, do you want the other rooms to join that autoplay? Actually, by default, it says to no, but if you want it to yes, well, you can enable it. And you can also adjust autoplay volume. So if you want it to 25% or 50% every time there is something playing automatically. On this one, it will choose this volume by default. Then the TV autoplay, well, that's exactly the same thing, but instead of being the analog input, it will be with the HDMI ARC at the back. The TV dialog sync, if you watch something and you hear an explosion and then see it, well, you can add a delay. It go up to +5, which mean, I think, 250 milliseconds. That's kind of a rare problem. Group audio delay, that's exactly the same thing as we had seen before with the analog input, but now it's for the HDMI input. TV setup, if you want to set up your Sonos AMP with a TV, that's where you have to go, but it's really simple and the system take you by the end, so I won't show you how to do it. Use the IR. The IR just right here. As you can see, there is a glossy part in front of the Sonos AMP. And this part is the IR receiver for any remote, for any IR remote. So you can learn by going on remote control setup, volume plus, volume minus, and mute to the Sonos AMP if you don't want to use your phone application or the volume at the front every time. You can use a simple remote. Again, you do set up TV remote and you follow the instruction. It's really simple. Finally, we've got the hardware status light. You see the light just right here, the white light right over here. If I turn it off, you see the light turn off and on and off and on. And then you got the touch control, so this is volume plus and this is volume minus. This is play or pause. And if I want to disable that, well, I can come here, and as you can see, it doesn't respond anymore. So that's how you set up a Sonos AMP. So this is it. Thank you for watching. I hope it helps. If yes, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to see my other Sonos tutorial, visit my link in the description or just right here. I have a lot of video on the subject. Also, feel free to leave me a comment down below. Maybe you'll give me an idea for the next video. If you're shopping for a new Sonos device, please see my link in the description. And you should also see my video how to choose the right Sonos device for you just right here. Finally, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can find me back easily next time you need help. Take care, and I hope to see you again, maybe on my main channel. See ya!